Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been 4 years since I have uploaded a video, but I am planning on making a whole updated video pretty soon about what life has been. But I wanted to make a detailed video on my current TBR. I did go to Half Price Books today, so I did add a few books to this TBR, and these are some books that I am planning on reading in the month of March. This February I have read about 10 books, and at the end of this video I am going to go over all the books that I have read. If you would like to know a little bit more of like what I thought about the books or like some reviews, go ahead and follow me on my TikTok, which I left down below in my description. So let's get started. So my current TBR, it consists of about, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books. And the 2 books that I am currently reading and also listening to on audiobook is going to be from Wuthering Heights from Emily Bronte. I'm about halfway through this book. I really like it so far. At first it was a little bit to get used to, because I know it's like considered more of like a classical book, so it's a little bit more slow pace. The next book is from Rebecca Yarros. It's The Last Letter. I'm on chapter 2 on this book, and I've been hearing really good things about this book, but I know I'm gonna cry, so there's that. So those are the 2 books that I'm currently reading. What I'm planning on reading right after is I'm gonna get back into the Throne of Glass series, and this is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series, but since I read Assassin's Blade as my 3rd book, I'm gonna say this is my 5th book in the series. That is a bookmark. So this one is Queen of Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. The next book I got in my Half Price Books haul, this is Paper Girl of Paris by Jordan Taylor. The next book is going to be The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Around the fall season, and I think like I want to say like in December and January, I was seeing a lot of people read this book, and I really wanted to pick it up, but I was reading a few other books, so I kind of hold off on that. And then today, whenever I went to Half Price Books, I saw that they had this, so I was like, you know what, it's cheaper, might as well just get it. And I think this is book 1 in the series, and this is from Lori Gilmore. This one was actually under 10 bucks. The next one, I got this in January, and I know that there's a movie coming out on this book, and this is The Love Hypothesis, and it's by Ali Hazelwood. This one does say that it does have a bonus chapter, which I'm pretty excited about that. Next is by Hannah Grace, and this is Holiday Ever After. I think this is the most newest book of what she has written, and I read the whole Icebreaker series. I really liked that series. It was really good, and I was actually like listening to it on a audiobook and also reading it on my Kindle. Also, like if I had the book in hand, I would like just read it and listen to it sometimes whenever I was at work or just here at home. So I really like Hannah Grace. I think she's a really good author. The next book is Quicksilver by Kaylee Hart. I had this book on my Kindle. Since I have Kindle Unlimited, I've had this book for a while on there, and I've been wanting to read it. And then I saw that Barnes & Noble had it, and I was like, you know what, might as well just pick it up there, since what I like to do after I finish a book on my Kindle is I like to go in store and buy the book. Since I'm on the Kindle Unlimited, I get the books for free since I have like the subscription. So I'm really excited to read this book. I think this is about Faye. Has Faye, and I think I think this is like a romance book. I've heard a lot of things about this book, so I am pretty excited about this. I do like reading about Faye and fantasy and all that stuff, because I really like Sarah J. Maas for that. Next, I picked this up in the beginning of February, and it was part of the monthly picks at Barnes & Noble. It's by C.G. Drews. It's Don't Let Them Forget In. When I read a little bit about this book, on what's it about. I was really intrigued by it, so I'm pretty excited about this. And it was only $12.99, so I really also like the cover, so I'm pretty excited to read this. And there's no order in like what I'm showing, how I'm gonna read. I'm just gonna really just pick a book and then I'm gonna read it. Next, I got, this one's from Barnes & Noble. This was part of their buy one, get one 50% off. And this one's a thriller. It's by Riley Sager, and it's called Home Before Dark. This one was really interesting to me when I read the back of it, so I'm really excited about this. I'm noticing I'm getting a little bit more into thriller. Next, it's by Abby Jimenez. It's Just for the Summer, so I'm pretty excited about this book. And this was also part of the buy one get one 50% off. And lastly, I have been having this book on my TBR for quite a while. Unfortunately, my dog chewed up a little bit of it, but I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I know I'm gonna cry. It's a Little Life by Hannah. I do not want to butcher her name, but that is her name. So I'm pretty excited about this book as well. So that is my current TBR. I'm really excited to get into. Now, lastly, before I close out this video, I just want to go over the few books that I have read this month. So in the month of February, I have read 9 books. So the first book I read, my best friend showed me this author. Her name is Tilly Cole. And we first started off with A Wish for Us. So I'm going to use my iPad as where I'm going to show you the books. Only because some of the books I don't have on hand, because I'm still ordering some and I have them on my Kindle. So the first book was A Wish for Us by Tilly Cole. I'm actually probably going to just like post a picture of the books here. So that's the first book. Next, I read by Tilly Cole, 1,000 Boy Kisses. This book made me cry, but it's such a beautiful book. So there's this one. And then I read book 2 of that series. So 1,000 Boy Kisses is part of a small series. There's only 2 books in it. And the second book is called 1,000 Broken Pieces. So this is the book. So that was a really, really good series. If you like romance, if you want a good cry, those are really good books. Next, I ended up reading Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. And I actually found out on TikTok by one of my followers that she told me that there's actually a movie about this, and then I saw an ad about it. So I am gonna watch the movie. So it's Regretting You, and I think there's also like a new cover on it. I read book 3 in the Icebreaker series. I finished off that series this month. So the last book in that series was called Daydream, by Hannah Grace. Really, really like this series. There's a little bit of spice in there, fair warning. The next book, this book, I'm not joking, I was just like, what do I read next? I was waiting for a few of my books to come in, so I was in that like little waiting period. Literally, it was like probably like for like 2 days. So I saw on my Kindle Unlimited, I got recommended a book, and it was Woman Down by Colleen Hoover. And I think this is one of her most recent books that she's written. I really, really like this book. If you like thriller, mystery, and a little bit of spice, this is a really good book. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, it is on there. And I think it has a bundle right now where you can get the audiobook too for free. Next, I ended up reading Hair of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is book 3 in the Throne of Glass series. But again, since I read Assassin's Blade as my book 3, it was book 4 for me. I really liked this book. I can tell you it was slower for me in the beginning, but then it did pick up, and now I'm like trying to not rush through the books that I'm currently reading, but I'm really just trying to take my time with the whole series, so I can read Queen of Shadows by her, and then I'm going to continue the series. What I'm planning on doing with the Throne of Glass series is every book that's in the series, in between, I'm going to read a book off of my TBR, just so I can really enjoy the series, since I know that she's coming out with book 6 in the Court of Thorn of Roses series. I think that's what I saw on TikTok. And then the last 2 books that I read in the month of February, there were 2 books. They were women Christian books, and I saw that I was recommended on my Kindle to read this. It's called Zip It, and it's the Keep It Shut 40-Day Challenge by Karen Heeman. You probably saw this on an ad on TikTok, but I read it and I really liked it. I felt like it helped me a lot in, you know, getting some word in. And then lastly, I read Peace Be Still. It was a 30-day prayer devotional for women, devotions for releasing the peace of God into your world. And this is by Sylvana Williams. I know there's a different cover on it now. And again, I'll put pictures on how these books look. And I got this off of my Kindle Unlimited. I am planning on buying these 2 books because I do want them in hand. So if I want to go back and reread them, I can. And then let's see. I think that's it. I think those are the only books I've read in the book of February. I'm just gonna double check because I do have a reading log. I have the Nobility app and I keep up with my books on here. So I just wanna be sure that I got all the books. Yeah, those are all the books that I read in the month of February. Alright, so that is the end of my video. I am happy that I'm getting back on to YouTube. It has been quite a while, but my videos are still gonna be the same. I'm gonna be vlogging, doing makeup. I am planning on doing an updated get ready with me, as well as my new makeup routine. I am also going to be continuing some book videos, and if you want more in-depth or short videos, you can go ahead and check out my TikTok. But it is good to be back, and I hope y'all come back, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.